Ooh, baby, in baby, me like anything better than you, baby, baby, pretty, 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 pretty. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Ooh, baby, feel like doing it better than you. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time we first met? Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Mossad is making me have a breakout. Acne. I woke up and I have a zit on my forehead and a zit on my lip. It's Mossad. There's only one person who could be responsible for my acne, and that's Benjamin Netanyahu. He has infiltrated, he has covered my face with fish oil, and now I have acne. Now I have acne. Hit me with the pimpleator. Pimpleinator. Right on the lips sucks, I know. Daddy, I'm at 6 months of membership. Are you proud of me? I am so proud of you. Thank you so much, Retro Cypress, for becoming a member for 6 months. I appreciate that. All right. Happy birthday, Magic Astrid. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear you. And frankly, happy birthday to you. Why doesn't the media cover the flotilla? Because Israel controls mass media. Oh. Bella. Ooh, Bella Cafefe. All right, folks. The government has shut down. In the United States of America, the federal government has no longer been receiving funding and is officially shut down. This is Donald Trump's fault. Thank you for becoming a member again for 5 months. It's summer and we're running out of ice. That is true. That is true. Is a shutdown not part of Project 2025? It probably is. You got to understand that you never waste a good crisis, and the Trump regime is going to use this as an opportunity to permanently fire all of those workers who are being furloughed due to the government shutdown. And on top of this, Trump is going to use this as a mechanism to deploy the military into whatever states he wants while the government is shut down. At the end of the day, he is the commander-in-chief, and that is the highest position in the United States military, so a lot of these military members will do whatever he tells them to do. Granted, a fuckload of those generals were so pissed off by that meeting yesterday that they may end up going rogue. Thank you for the $10. Who's ready for banking to change? Can't fucking wait. I'm a government employee. How cooked are you? You just lost your job. I'm not kidding, bro. You just lost your job. You should start looking for a job outside of the government. That's not even a joke, bro. You're not going back to work. You're not going back to work. I'm not trying to sound blunt, but you just lost your job. It's over, it's gone. You need to get a new job. I'm being so fucking for real. I mean, so fucking for real, dude. I heard the government shutdown was caused by trans healthcare. Was that true? Absolutely, brother. It's the trans illegal Jewish migrants who are stealing our healthcare. And that's why the Republican Party, who owns the executive, judicial, and legislative branches, have decided to shut down the government to prevent those trans people from getting healthcare, you know? Ah, yes, the trans elite. Those trans billionaire, illegal immigrant, migrant, Jewish elites. It's them. It's always been. Can't Trump do more bad stuff if the government is shut down? Yes. What you are witnessing is the Democrats calling Trump's bluff. Essentially, let me explain something to you. Trump signed this new budget bill, which will slash the health care for 60 million Americans and then take that money to fund tax cuts for the billionaires, right? The Democrats were pushed into a corner and they were told to sign this. Give us your consent to take away health care from 60 million Americans and fund the lower taxes for the rich. The Democrats said, we're not going to fucking sign that. So what they decided to do was not vote to sign it, which by the time the fiscal year ended, there is no more money funding the government, right? So now Trump, who has been threatening to slash the healthcare even if the government gets shut down, he just had his bluff called, where it's like, okay, well, now that the government is shut down, any decision that is made is you, the executive branch. It is you, Donald. So if you want to make the decision to cut 60 million Americans' health care, it's on you. And when people start to realize the outcomes of your decision, it's on you. This is essentially the Democrats using the American people as a sacrifice in order for them to see just how willing Donald Trump is to fuck them up the ass. That's what's about to happen. We're all about to get fucked up the ass by the president of the United States, and the Democrats are doing this so that we can see how willing he is to fuck us. Now, there's people like me and you who have known for the longest time that Donald Trump doesn't give a shit. He is willing to fuck us all. But it's up to his Republican rat base to see that their Führer does not care about them. How is this going to change how the banking works? I don't fucking know. I have no fucking idea. So the rest of us who will pay up to triple for our premiums in healthcare, yes, they're also going to increase the premiums by 75%. This is the complete and total annihilation of the dog shit healthcare system that we already have in the United States. So this is it. And this comes at a time where he's promoting AI-generated videos of med beds, which is a fake, like pseudoscience, sci-fi shit that cures all ailments. Like, we're talking about the most pathetic embarrassment to the office of the presidency that we've ever had. Did you ever get around to watching Don't Be a Sucker in 1943? It's about 10 minutes on YouTube. It's about how to not become a Nazi. I've not watched it, but I can't watch that on stream. I'll probably end up getting a copyright strike, but I'll check it out. Anyway, let's start diving into a little bit of the news here because I cannot be live for too long. I do have work to do today. What happens when the government shuts down? Federal departments and agencies have put out guidance on which programs will stay open and which ones won't during the funding lapse. I don't think the Sumud live is real. You can't see other ships on the cameras, but there's supposedly 50. Yeah, I mean, I highly doubt they would be live streaming it, to be frank.
Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson. Now, Hallie, good morning to you. So as Ryan just reported there, the Republicans and Democrats are not even talking right now. No end in sight. Any indication at this point what could move the needle and how long this shutdown could last?
Well, let's talk timing, Craig. Let's start there because, as Ryan points out, not much indication that the Senate will make any moves. The House isn't even back until early next week. Longest shutdown ever was 34 days. So be thinking somewhere in the range of between a few days from now, maybe a month. Who knows? It could be longer. What could move the needle? Here's a couple of metrics to watch. First, paycheck strain, right? Bank accounts. When federal workers start to miss paydays, could we see some of those workers or their families showing up at food bank lines, for example, like we saw back in 2019? The longer this goes, the worse it could get for those folks. Second, take a look at the markets. They don't like uncertainty, right? Wall Street doesn't have those key economic indicators to be looking for. They're not going to see a jobs report, for example, while the government is shut down. How does that play into any political pressure that may build on the building just down the street there at the Capitol? And then third, think about poll numbers.
Did somebody just say, why did my ancestors migrate to America? Your ancestors migrated to America because of the dream that America could be, because of what America is supposed to be, because of what we stand for, because of the lady out in that fucking harbor who says, give me your tired and give me your poor. We do not let these motherfuckers change what America means. They may be our elected representatives, but they do not represent America, for she is disgusted with our actions. America is about progress. America is about a melting pot of different cultures all coming over here for the same promise of freedom, justice, and liberty. Land of the free, home of the motherfucking brave. I refuse to let these suit and tie wearing fucking fascists change what America stands for. I am America. You are America. These motherfuckers are traitors.
And approval ratings. When do those start to move? When does this start to affect more Americans more broadly? Does one party or the other start to take a hit? Does the president start to take a hit on his approval ratings? That could help build that pressure, too, and maybe move the needle at some point down the road, Craig.
Hallie, I mean, to that point in the blame game, we're already seeing the fingers pointing at the other. Give us some real talk here. I mean, the Republicans are saying, oh, the Democrats want to fund health care for people who are undocumented and here illegally. And the Democrats are saying, oh, no, Republicans want to take away your health care. So like, what's the truth of the matter?
Right. The Democrats say that's not true. That's not actually what they would want to do. Here's the thing. These health care subsidies don't actually expire until the end of the year. Democrats say, listen, we've got to get something done now. I had one top Democrat say to me, this is a moment of leverage right now. They also see this as a moment of crisis since warnings could start going out on premiums potentially going up. Republicans are saying, we'll negotiate that down the road, but let's keep the government open and do.
No, you fucking won't. Just keep the government open and we promise we'll negotiate. We promise if you just sign this deal that cuts the health care for 60 million Americans, we will negotiate in the future. I promise. No, they won't. When you give a fascist an inch, they take a fucking mile. And for the first time, we're seeing the Democrats refuse to give these fascists a fucking inch. And I commend them. I never give credit to the Democrat Party because the Democrat Party is a bunch of fucking dog shit pieces of shit who don't care about changing anything about the status quo. But now, for the first time in a very long time, I'm watching the Democrat actually have a spine.
That in what's called regular order. Democrats don't buy that. That's what's at the heart of the shutdown fight. What could be different this shutdown? Think about the threat of mass federal worker firings, Savannah. That is different from what we've seen before. That could potentially be a big deal. Remember, most federal workers don't actually live in the D.C. area here. You also look at the 2019 shutdown. That was a partial shutdown, so a little bit different than what we're seeing now. I've had some folks say to me, the better comparison may actually be 2013. That's when you had, right after an election year, you had the other party facing pressure from their base. Back then it was the Tea Party. Now it's the progressive left. Savannah.
Our senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson. Hallie, thank you.
Okay. Why is it lagging? There we go. The majority of veteran benefits and military operations will continue to be funded regardless of a shutdown. However, pay for military and civilian workers will be delayed until a funding deal is reached. Oh. Hey, GI. Hey, GI that's going to be sent to go invade Portland. You're not getting paid, bitch. You're not getting paid. No money for you, fuckface. Hey, GI overseas, getting ready to invade Iran because Iran 2 electric Boogaloo is about to happen. The Russians have been sending cargo planes full of gear. America is sending U.S. destroyers into the region and over 200 warplanes. We're about to go to war with Iran again. Hey, GI, you're going to do it for free. Are you going to have fun fighting and dying for free, GI? No money for you. No money for your family. Because Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about you. Because the GOP does not care if you live or die. In fact, it'd be easier if you died. Because then they don't have to keep on fucking paying you. Which, guess what? They're not even doing right now. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, and by the way, yeah, get ready for the postal system to collapse. You know how you'd like to get mail? Gone. U.S. postal system is federally owned. USPS, gone. No more mail. Unless you think your post office is going to go to work for free. Or do you think your mailman's just going to do it for free? Nope. Nope. He's not. Not true. USPS still being funded? Are you sure? Let's see. Is USPS still funded? Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. It is self-funded. It is self-funded. You are correct. Fuck that. Also, don't blame me for that. Blame Jack. Jack is the one who told me to say that. Fuck you, Jack. You're wrong. I hate you. I'm just kidding, Jack. That was Jack's fault, though. That was Jack's fault. That was Jack's fault. Yeah, expect massive fuck-ups at airlines, airports, everything's fucked. Can Donald the Pig Trump declare a state of emergency? Yes. Yes, he can. How is air travel affected? Air traffic control services will continue, but without pay. And what, you think they're just going to stay there? You think they're just going to stay there not getting paid? Donald Trump is about to destroy the entire United States of America. He's about to destroy the entire United States of America. When's martial law happening? It's already happening. The United States military invaded Portland, and they were given authorization from the President of the United States to kill protesters, to shoot them in the face, to kill them. So, you already live under martial law. Is the U.S. definitely going back to Iran? Yes. Israel prepares to attack Iran. Feels like music gets better with you, baby. Russian cargo planes in Iran. Yeah, so Iran has been receiving Russian MiG-29 jets from the Russians. When will that happen? Probably in the next week or two. Within the next, I would safely assume within the next week or two, Israel will illegally attack Iran again, claiming that they have intelligence that says an imminent attack from Iran was inevitable. Once Israel attacks Iran, the United States being the good little goys that we are, we will then fight for the Israelis because we are baby back bitches that are just fucking whipped by the Israeli dogmen. And yeah, that'll probably cause Russia to keep on assaulting Ukraine and keep on violating NATO borders. What you're seeing is the prelude to World War III. This is not a joke. You are living in like the 1938 and 1939, right? This is the prelude to the World War. The main players are getting set. China and Iran and Russia are setting the stage. Israel and NATO and Ukraine and America, we are setting the stage. You are about to live through the Third World War, okay? Thank you for the $5. Don't forget, Trump said in an interview that if the government shuts down, the president needs to be blamed for it. Yes. Do you think the flotilla is going to make it? No. Fuck no. You're out of your mind if you think Israel is going to allow the flotilla to make it. No. Best case scenario, Israel boards the flotilla and arrests everybody. Worst case scenario, Israel bombs the flotilla, hurts a couple of people, and then arrests them. I highly doubt Israel is going to kill anybody on those boats, on the flotilla, because a lot of them are like relatively celebrity status, but they will arrest them all. You got to be out of your fucking mind if you think an ounce of that food and water is going to hit a Palestinian mouth. Out of your fucking mind, bro. This is so fucked, man. And Trump is probably giddy. You have to understand that an event like this, a massive military conflict, is precisely what Donald Trump wants. it gives him his FDR moment where, you know, as long as he can keep it, like, for example, he could prevent the midterm elections if he wants. If the war goes on as long as he wants it to, he can prevent the 2028 election. Just pull in FDR, no more elections. Yes, this is exactly, yeah. And don't forget that Trump and Putin are best friends. I would not be surprised if Trump and Putin are doing this together. Like, this is all a fucking a theatrical show.
Once these systems are fully in place, our enemies will understand the language of power.
Inshallah! So, yeah, war. War never changes. War never changes. Let's figure out what we want to make a video on today. Look at fat Ted Cruz. Look at this stupid fat bastard. Morbidly obese Canadian named Raphael. This is a morbidly obese Canadian named Raphael, by the way. Anyone in chat not know that? Did anyone in chat not know that this is a morbidly obese Canadian named Raphael? Anybody know that? Isn't that interesting? Submit to God, you beautiful idiots. Brother, if you start spewing some sort of religious rhetoric in here, I'm gonna have you banned like that. Like that. We don't deal with religious zealots in my fucking chat, bro. Please ban me. Alright, ban him. Fuck you. Suck my dick. Get him out of here.
New reaction to President Trump's extraordinary comments before the nation's most senior military officials. The president telling them the military should train in American cities.
I told Pete we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military.
The president's comments sure to face legal challenges, coming at an unprecedented gathering of American military leaders from around the world, summoned by Secretary Pete Hegseth, a former infantry officer and Fox Weekend News host who made clear things would dramatically change under his leadership.
No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris.
Will service members stop getting their weekly checks that are deployed? Yes. The entire United States military will no longer be paid. You're not getting paid. You may be paid for the missing time when the government reopens, but odds are it's not going to reopen. Most of you are just going to get fired anyway. If you're black or a woman or you have some sort of hair exemption, you're getting fired, bro. You're getting fired. You're losing your job. You beefing with Promania? No.
As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that.
Hegseth warning the group.
Does he have full control of National Guard units as well? Legally, no, but he doesn't care about law. So yes, he's going to try to take control of the National Guard. You have to understand, you guys took an oath to defend the Constitution from enemies, both foreign and domestic, and you have a domestic threat. It's the President of the United States, all right? It is your job to disobey illegal orders. You are contractually obligated to refuse illegal orders, okay? So when you get an illegal order, if you choose to follow through, please know that we the people will hold you accountable when the time comes. During the Nuremberg trials, all of the Nazis claimed, hey, we took an oath to follow every order that the Fuhrer gave us. This isn't our fault. And guess what? It didn't fucking matter, okay? So please think very carefully when you get that illegal order to invade your own city.
Some of the most experienced warfighters in a generation who sat expressionless as Hegseth hammered home his points.
If the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign.
The secretary laid out new policy standards and fitness standards.
It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world.
And for ground combat roles, which women have been performing for more than a decade, the high male standard will now be the norm.
If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. That is not the intent, but it could be the result.
Hegseth defending the firing of more than a dozen.
They can legally invade their own cities and legally fight back. No, they can't. That's not true at all. The National Guard is owned by states. If Trump attempts to invade blue cities, for example, without express permission from the governors, that is illegal. You are wrong. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Dozen senior officers, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, C.Q. Brown, a fighter pilot, and the second black man to serve in the role. And he also fired the first woman to serve as the head of the Navy, Lisa Franchetti, who spent half of her 40-year career at sea commanding a destroyer and 2 carrier strike groups. And Hegseth said the current rules of engagement meant to protect civilians and non-combatants are too politically correct.
They're sending troops to where I live, in my opinion, for no reason. What should I do? Protest? But be careful. The president told the military that they can shoot to kill protesters. So if you do choose to exercise your former First Amendment right, you used to have the right to protest. That no longer exists because we have a fascist as the president. But if you want to try to protest, just be careful. The invading Nazis might shoot to kill. Be very careful.
The speech sparking outrage among Democrats on Capitol Hill.
It's a further effort to politicize the military. It's very, very alarming. There is no reason to bring all of these people at enormous taxpayer expense to Washington to get a pep talk. But it's an indication of the president trying to do what he's done elsewhere.
Why is it always Nazis? How many Nazis do you think the United States executed during the Nuremberg trials after World War II? If you know the answer, keep it in. I want to show you just how flawed, like, our education system is. How many Nazis do you think we executed after World War II? What does your heart tell you? 11. 11. How many did we put on trial? 400,000. We put 400,000 Nazis on trial and we executed 11 of them. The rest of them had children, families. They lived long lives. They participated in their society. They spread their ideology. They taught their kids to hate the same people that they hated. The reason why you are seeing a rise in Nazism is because they never died. The Germans lost World War II, but the fascists won. The fascists went from a little ideology embedded in Italy and Germany to a worldwide ideology embedded in every nation on planet Earth. That's the reality.
Make the military his personal asset.
And combat veteran Senator Tammy Duckworth in a post on X saying, if this deeply degrading, wasteful, and dangerous stunt proved anything, it's that the best Hegseth can do to strengthen our military is resign in disgrace immediately. The cost of bringing all these generals to Quantico.
Didn't some go to South Africa? Some went to South Africa. We hired, I think, 1,100 Nazis in Operation Paperclip. We scrubbed their records, changed their names. We gave them homes in the deep South where they would be able to make friends because the Ku Klux Klan was there. We gave them jobs at NASA. We gave them jobs all over our technological industry. Quite literally, the Cold War was not won. The Cold War was not America versus Russia. Okay? The Cold War was German scientists in America versus German scientists in the Soviet Union. It was a battle of who got the better Nazi scientists. That is literally what the Cold War was. Who had better Nazis in their science wing? That is literally what the Cold War was.
From around the world was also staggering, estimated to be in the millions.
Guys. I don't know if you don't. Okay. Hold on. You know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is Wernher von Braun. Okay? Right there. You see him? This is Wernher von Braun. He was the head of NASA. He created the Saturn rocket that got us to the fucking moon. Okay? I want you to look. Let me get to a good part here. 1960, his group was assimilated into NASA, okay? He was a chief architect for the Saturn V super heavy lift vehicle that propelled the Apollo spacecraft to the moon. You want to know what he was doing 20 years earlier? He was a member of the Nazi Party. He was in the fucking SS, and he was the leading figure in the development of the V1 rockets that were or V2 rockets that were pelting England. Okay? That is the man that was the head of NASA. He got us to the moon. This is one of them. One of them. You understand? It's not hyperbole when people say you're up against Nazis. You're literally up against Nazis. The United States government was infiltrated by the Nazi Party in the 1940s and 50s, and they never left. They never left. Yeah, he worked with Walt Disney too, who was a high-ranking Nazi. Don't forget, Walt Disney was a fucking Nazi, guys. Walt Disney was a fucking Nazi. Oh, it's crazy. You know, the more you read into American history, the more you get disgusted by it. School didn't educate me for shit. That's the point. You think they want you to know this shit? Watch this. Did you know that during World War I, the leaders of England, Germany, and Russia were all cousins? They grew up together playing in Queen Victoria's palace. Did you know that World War I was a family feud? It was a fucking family feud. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See, this is what I mean, bro. The American education system would rather keep you fucking stupid. Let's get some Trump. Quantico. What? Yep.
Recently, and I sent a submarine, nuclear submarine, the most lethal weapon ever made. Number one, you can't detect it. There's no way. We're 25 years ahead of Russia and China in submarines. Russia's actually second in submarines.
That's not true whatsoever, dude.
I call it that word. I call it the N-word. There are two N-words, and you can't use either of them. You can't use either of them. And frankly, if it does get to use, we have more than anybody else.
Ooh. Yep, that's our president. That's our president. Love that. Huge fan. Where is it? Trump, Quantico, training ground. He sounded so tired. Yeah, he always does. Let's try ACYN. They got great clips usually.
And you have a very, very, very narrow majority. At a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it that the Republicans build on this very slim majority next year?
We're going to win the midterms, absolutely. We're going to have a big victory, and I think we can expand that majority so we can keep going. We have to give President Trump 4 years and not 2. Imagine if the Democrats took over the House, they'd impeach him.
They're getting ready for the investigations. They're already ramping it up.
Exactly.
Even if they fucking impeached him, nothing would happen. He's already been impeached twice, and he never fucking stepped down.
That's disgusting. He's
quickly.
That's disgusting. He's talking about Americans. Okay, I love this country and I love all Americans regardless of where they land in their politics. The idea of treating them as if they're enemies disgusts me. The President of the United States just coming out and talking about Americans that he's supposed to be representing as enemies is a problem.
This is what you would find in Russia. This is what you would find in North Korea when they have no guardrails. And you have in Congress right now a bunch of feckless Republicans that control. They don't see themselves as a co-equal branch of government.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, I fucking hate Hakeem Jeffries. I hate his fucking face so much, dude. You know that Hakeem Jeffries has a based brother named Hassan Jeffries? He's a Marxist professor. Why do you have to be the politician when your brother is the one who's based as fuck? What the fuck is this? No, he isn't. No, he didn't. Did he really post that shit? What the fuck? Oh my God, bro. Have you heard anything about the TikToker threatening to expose Johnson's grinder? No, but that's hilarious.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat.
What just happened? Why'd it go away?
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit.
Oh my God.
Not even black people.
Oh my God, this is AI generated, isn't it?
People want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us.
Holy shit, dude. Bro, like, I don't even have words for this. Like, you wonder why there's a government shutdown? It's because we have a 12-year-old girl as the president. We have, like, a racist 12-year-old as the president. Holy fucking shit. I don't know. What, that won't play. Scroll up. There's a second video. I don't see any second video.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican.
Oh, God, I can't say what I'm thinking right now, so I'm going to lock it up in there. Let me just think it, though. Let me imagine it happening. Boom. Ooh, that's a beautiful sight. That's a beautiful sight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take just imagining it. Yeah, no, I was just imagining him getting arrested. That's it. I was just imagining him getting arrested. Don't worry. No worries. No big deal. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
It was a rhetorical question, of course. It was deliberate. Yes, I mean, so, I asked the question, why did...
Somebody ban that fucking Jesus sucker.
It's deliberate. Yes, I mean, so, I asked the question, why did... It was a rhetorical question, of course. Why did Gavin Newsom say Stephen Miller is a fascist? It is a message...
Because you're a fascist.
...that his team is sending to all the crazies and lunatics out there. And we're not going to absolve the Democrats of responsibility anymore. It's deliberate. Yes, I mean, so, I asked the question, why did...
Oh. Have you seen the Flotillas live on YouTube? I don't know if that's real.
Aliens would be paid for. If that counter-proposal was enacted, is illegal aliens would be paid for. American taxpayers, hard-earned dollars, would be paying for benefits for illegal aliens again. We're not doing that.
But it's against federal law for people who are here illegally to get
Yes, and that's
healthcare.
why our reforms are so important to enforce all that. What the important thing to remember
I
is what's
didn't
happening
the
tonight.
Democratic proposal that people who are here illegally
No,
should get
because they
healthcare.
don't have the level of specification that we had in our bill. It will unwind that, and all those things that the CBO just verified will be reversed. We can't afford to do that.
But you
The
see my
program
point,
has
that
been-
there's
No, I
nuance
don't
in the
see your
argument
point.
that you're
No.
making, right?
No, that is a red herring in this.
It's real. Watch the live stream. I don't know if it's real, but also, why would I watch a live stream of a boat just slowly fucking moving? I'd rather just wait for it to hit the destination and there to be news. I'm just gonna watch a boat slowly move across the water.
Giving people about giving.
We're rolling the greatest hits on our social media.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the point about giving people who are here illegally healthcare is not exactly.
I don't understand why we all can't come together. Are you like 13? I'm not trying to be rude, bro, but like, we're talking about human beings. Like, you're talking about singularity, right? Humanity achieving singularity and becoming one. We are hundreds of years away from that, if not thousands.
What is in their
No,
proposal.
it is 100% what their
immigrants
proposal.
who have legal status,
No,
and you're just
Caitlin, you're
disagreeing
wrong.
on who's eligible.
No,
I
I'm
looked
not.
at it, actually, because I was curious about your argument yesterday.
You should study the CBO's analysis that they just put out a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
I saw
and
that
you
about
should-
the 1.2 million people. You're basically arguing about who has legal status, people who are seeking refuge
Can
here.
somebody ban this crucifix sucking fucking dork, dude? I bang your Jesus up his fucking ass every night and he begs me for seconds. The Spirit of the Lord is shooting at me like fucking ropes, dude. Can someone get rid of this fucking loser?
Or
No, I'm
seeking
not.
asylum.
No, I'm making sure that we are making sure in our provisions that we signed into law have ensured that health care benefits go only to eligible U.S. citizens.
Right,
Chuck
as
Schumer's
is federal
proposal.
law.
federal law was not being enforced. That's the whole point. We had to fine-tune that so that we could strengthen the healthcare program. That's what we did.
On this,
We're rolling the greatest hit.
I want clips of Trump's dog shit speech. That's what I want. How far am I going to have to scroll for that? Chris, when things come to violence, do you think you can actually stomach it because you seemed pretty queasy with Charlie Kirk? I don't think you know the things I've seen, sweetheart. Please keep on banning these Christ cucks.
What they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one.
Bro Folding almost cried when Kirk died. Uh-huh. No, you're right. I almost cried when Charlie Kirk died. It was so sad.
And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room.
You're
It's
right.
a war, too. It's a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security. We can't let these people in. What they've done to San Francisco.
Yeah, I was real torn up when Charlie Kirk got Charlie murked. It was real torn up.
% bad press, and I won in a landslide, which tells you the press has no credibility. But I will say that what we've done has been a great tribute to the people that's standing behind me in different forms. Linda in education, different, but what she's doing in education, she's sending education back to the states. That's a big move. The states, like, you know, you go back to Indiana, Iowa, you know, I would say 40 states will be great. 45 will be, you know, the 5% of them will be pretty good, but, and then you're going to have a Gavin Newsom and some other people that aren't going to do a good job, but, you know, we'll help them out. I want to help them out. And we're going to have to get 90.
President, as we inch closer to a government shutdown, this morning you said you might do a lot of layoffs. If DOGE is already reducing the federal workforce, why is it necessary to link more federal jobs cut to a shutdown?
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats. As you know, this country, no country can afford to pay for illegal immigration, health care for everybody that comes into.
Guys, they did ban him, just so you know. It's a bot. He's auto-generating new accounts every time we ban him and comes right back. Now, please, you have to understand this is a sign of success. It means that this movement and myself have become powerful enough to genuinely be considered a threat to their ideology. Because we are a threat to their ideology, they will do everything they can to suppress us, to cloud the feed with crosses. They see the community that is being built, and they have to try and shut it down or hijack it. Understand that what you're witnessing is a sign of success, okay? We are Legion, and these fucking Christ cucks are coming in here going, "You must praise detent! You must praise detent!" It's fine. It's fine. We'll do what we can to get them banned, but they're always going to be here, bro. They're always going to be here. Judge me by my enemies.
The country, that's what they're insisting. And obviously I have an obligation to not accept that. That would affect everybody. You know, when I see what we're doing with AI and all the plants that are opening up in the country, $17 trillion is coming. And if you compare that to Biden, Biden had in 4 years, less than $1 trillion. We have 17 trillion, more than that. I think it's going to be much more than that, David, by the end of this year. I think it's going to be far over that. It's a record. It's already a record in 8 months. That's a record. It's already a record in 8 months. It's a record by a lot. And so we're doing well as a country, so the last thing we want to do is shut it down. But A lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want. And
where's the 17 trillion coming from? It's not real. There is no $17 trillion. That's a crock of shit. First thing he said was 9 million. Then he moved to 17. It's literally a lie. None of it is real.
Things, but they want open borders. They want men playing in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. They never stop.
Dude, it's got to be so embarrassing to be a Trump supporter right now. It's got to be so fucking embarrassing. You don't have any policies to stand on. And the thing is, you used to say, like, forget what he says. It's all about his policy. And now his policy is dog shit. It's like you literally have nothing to stand on.
But they don't learn. We won an election in a landslide. They just don't learn. So we have no choice. I have to do that for the country. Yes.
You mentioned, as we inch closer to a government shutdown this morning.
Home run in D.C. You can walk out. Brian, you got mugged here a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
And the mugger must have felt some pain because you're a tough cookie.
Well, he had a gun, and I wish I would have had.
I know. Well, then.
Speculation on AI investors. Yeah, I mean, the entire United States economy is being propped up by this AI bubble, which is going to pop very soon, and the consequences of that are going to be unprecedented. It's going to make the financial crisis of 2008 look like a fucking park. It's going to make the Great Depression of 1929 look like a joke. The entire U.S. economy is being propped up by bullshit AI companies, right? And very soon, that bubble's going to pop. And it's going to be the end of the United States economy overnight. People are not ready for what's going to happen. None of them are. I did see that an ICE warden caught using transgender detainees as slaves and also, like, sexually assaulting them. Let me see. ICE warden caught using slaves. I did see that. Thanks for the $5. What's your plan when that happens? Wing it. I wing everything, bro. Yes, and? Transgender Mexican national held at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention center in Louisiana told Newsweek that he endured months of physical and emotional abuse in federal custody. Got to the point where he would harass me everywhere I went. If I was in the recreation yard, he would follow me. If I was eating at a dining hall, he would come and sit there next to me, making me uncomfortable. He'd follow me into the dorm. ICE employees allegedly subjected the 4 detainees to sexual assault, forcible touching, groping, physical abuse, and denial of medical attention. Renteria Gonzalez and 2 other transgender detainees were targeted by a warden with an ad hoc work program that picked them out to do manual labor for little, if any, compensation. By the way, there's another word for this. It's called slavery. Manual labor for little, if any, compensation. This is called slavery. This is called slavery. We never had the proper PPE and stuff like that. We never got paid. If we did, it'd be like $1 or no more than $5. We would work for like a bag of chips or a snack bag from the kitchen or a soda, just small things like that. Yeah, this is slavery. Punish and physically torture people who identify as LGBTQ. Yeah, this is slavery. Love that. Oh, those are rookie numbers. We should get those numbers the fuck up, bro. The fuck up. Of course, Geo Group who own. Remember how many times I've told you guys that ICE is owned by Geo Group? Like, dude, every day I'm proven more and more right. It's disgusting. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. This nation became fascist very quickly. Yeah. That's what happens. What is my country doing in the title? Oh, we're about to bomb your country again. Israel is about to bomb you in the next, like, 7 days, and that means that we are about to help. Russia has also been sending you guys cargo planes and weapons and MiGs and whatnot. Sina, you know this, right? You're Iranian. You guys are getting weapons from Russia. And Israel's getting ready to attack you. You gotta know this, right? You gotta know this. You gotta be aware of this, right? Right?
Poppy, spare a few words for Cliplenty?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming?
That's all you're gonna get. That's all you're gonna get. Cena says, bro, I sent my mom to another country. It's just me this time. Not going to panic. My brain's out like last time, Chris. Good lad. Good lad. Got to keep mama alive. You also got to keep yourself alive, though.
Okay, liberal. Liberal, liberal, liberal. So be it. Liberal. Yeah!
All right. What flavor you got? It's called Love Story, which I hate saying out loud. You're embarrassing yourself? Correct. Problem is, I literally am incapable of feeling shame.
Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. We love that. We love that.
Caffrey, your name was mentioned earlier. General Herding said that you were a mentor of
a little flat on that high note, but lovely nevertheless. Cut his head off. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm kidding.
And your name came up because I was explaining that what I had the honor to learn when I served on the Armed Services Committee, being around generals and admirals. You always think the generals and the admirals are in charge. No, it's actually the retired generals and the retired admirals who are their mentors that they always look up to. So when you saw those 800 military leaders in that room, you actually, it reminds me of Douglas MacArthur's speech, duty, honor, courage,
you know which head,
and a ghost, 1,000 ghosts rising from white crosses. There's just the spirit of duty, honor, country,
duty
in that room. And they're not going to betray the oath they gave to the Constitution for a
I wouldn't be so sure.
Politician, are they? I mean, there's hundreds of years of tradition that they are bound by.
Well, look, I've been doing this a long time. That presentation at Quantico from the President and the Secretary of Defense is one of the most bizarre, unsettling events I've ever encountered. The President sounded incoherent, exhausted, rabidly partisan, at times stupid.
No surprise to Republicans that we wouldn't support
their agenda that dismantles.
So the breaking news of the morning, the
Still,
federal
Fox News
government
spins it.
officially shutting down at midnight last night after Democrats and Republicans failed to strike an agreement to keep government funded through November. Fox Business's Madison Alworth live in Washington right now with the very latest. Madison.
Good morning, Maria. Yes, the government officially shut down this morning at 12 a.m., marking the first federal government shutdown in almost 7 years. The shutdown came after both Republicans and Democrats failed to pass their own respective versions of the bill on the Senate floor, with Republicans attempting to pass a 7-week clean continuing resolution. That needed 60 votes to pass, but instead failing by a 55 to 45 vote, with Senators John
Yeah, this is the guy who had a stroke and became a Zionist. That had to have been Mossad. You guys know who I'm talking about? John Fetterman. This guy's a Democrat who was like woke as shit, and then he had a stroke and he suddenly lost every ounce of empathy he ever had. Fucking crazy, dude.
Fetterman, Catherine Cortez Masto, and Angus King joining with Republicans to vote for the legislation. Kentucky Republican Rand Paul voted against his colleague's bill. Senate Majority Leader John Thune expressed hope that more Democrats would defect.
All it takes is a handful of Democrats to join Republicans to pass the clean, nonpartisan funding bill.
Clean, nonpartisan funding bill that literally takes away the Medicaid of 60 million Americans. Yeah, clean, nonpartisan.
That's in front of us. And I really hope, that some of them will join us to reopen the government, resume bipartisan appropriations work, and get back to the business of the American people.
Republican leadership added that they believe there are more Democrats who are uncomfortable with the shutdown and would eventually vote to end it. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, however, claimed that Democrats were never invited to the negotiating table, calling it a partisan bill.
Their bill, they call it.
Hold on. I wanna pull up something. Trump falls for fake Portland video. Does this have it? This, I know it's Yahoo News, so it's dog shit, but still. Yeah, I want that. Because we're getting, so Trump apparently called the governor of Oregon and was like, am I seeing things on the news that are fake? And he literally is, because he's watching Fox News and they're showing fake videos of Portland, Oregon from like 2019, trying to get him to believe that the entire city is on fire. Let's see if I could find it. Maybe it's here. Fox News posted it. Let me see if I could find it. Is it legal for Fox News to be manipulating our dementia-ridden president? Yes. Donald Trump is supposed to be, he's the president of the United States. He has access to more information than anybody on earth. He's supposed to not be using Fox News as his decisive force, whether or not he's going to invade our own fucking nations. Our own states. Apparently the president signed an executive order to defend Qatar. Doesn't mean shit. If Israel wants to bomb Qatar, we will allow it. It literally means fucking nothing.
Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles. They're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security. We can't let these people in.
This fucking guy's waging war on his own people. Holy shit, there's not an ounce of melanin in that room. There's 1, 2, 3 black people. That's it. That's literally it. Look at him. Look at this guy.
The last person that wants to shut down, told you we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last person that wants to shut down is us. Now, with that being said, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse.
He just said it. He just said it with his own words. Hey, if you shut down the government, we're going to cut Medicaid. Hey, American voter who's using you, American voter on Medicaid, he's using you as a sacrifice. You stupid fuck. Hey, American who voted for Donald Trump and is on Medicaid. He literally couldn't give less of a shit if you lived or died. Actually, I think he would prefer if you fucking died. Genuinely. Dude, I pity anybody who supports Trump because it's got to be the hardest fucking thing in the world to do it. RFK sneezed on him? What are you talking about? No shot. No shot. I'll pull up the clip. RFK sneezed on him? The worm is looking for a new host.
We'll get it down even further, but insulin was, people weren't taking it, I would imagine. They couldn't take it. God bless you, Bobby. I hope I didn't catch COVID just there. Don't you have Paxlovid? What is it? Paxlovid. He's got Paxlovid. Give me a Paxlovid immediately. We'll get it down.
Okay. I don't know. I can't laugh at like anything he fucking does, man. I can laugh at him, but I can't like laugh with him. It's really hard. Really difficult. All right. Let's get a couple of things queued up. Let's make a video. We got to get a couple of things queued up.
Clean, we call it
just political
God bless you, Bobby. Ooh, God bless you. God bless you, Bobby. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, let's make a quick video. All right. Hold on. Let me get one more thing. Russians sending MiGs to Iran. MiGs with an M. MiGs with an M. Holy shit. Oh. Okay. All right, let's make a video. That YouTube bot is looking at you right now. Yeah, he is. Hey, buddy. You fucking clanker. All right, here we go. Let's make a quick video. Let's make a quick video. Let's make a quick video. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I was told to wake you up when September ends. Good morning. The United States government has shut down, and Iran 2 electric Boogaloo is about to happen. Imminent. Imminent. We've got some news to cover for you. So the United States government has shut down. Donald Trump just told the United States military to start using American cities like Portland, Oregon as training grounds for the rest of the invasions, like the invasion of Chicago and the invasion of New York City. He also gave them permission to shoot to kill. So if you plan on going to those protests, be careful. It may be your last day on Earth. RFK sneezed on Trump, which was kind of funny. Trump is posting AI-generated slop videos of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries wearing sombreros and playing, what is it called? The what's it called when the group of Mexican singers come to you at the Mexican restaurant? They start playing. You know what I mean? I forgot what that's called, but he's posting that shit. An ICE warden, mariachi band. Thank you. An ICE warden was sexually assaulting multiple detainees, 3 of which were transgender, and he also enslaved them, which I know you're like, what do you mean he enslaved them? I mean, he enslaved them. If you don't know this, slavery is still legal in the United States of America. I'm not kidding. It's in the 13th Amendment. If you don't believe me, please look it up. Slavery was abolished in terms of chattel slavery, like enslaving a black person simply because they're black, right? But in the 13th Amendment, it says very clearly that slavery is legal if you are imprisoned, right? If you're an inmate. And that's what we're seeing is ICE is using detainees as slaves, which is hilariously legal. I can't fucking believe that's legal. It's insane. How is slavery not abolished yet? That's just, I'll show you. Hold on, let me pull this up. 13th Amendment. Here. The 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. Except, so it says the 13th Amendment bans slavery and involuntary servitude except as a punishment for a crime. So I don't know why they don't teach young kids that. Like, they say that we abolished slavery. We did not abolish slavery. We just kind of reworked it. You know, the devs had an update. But, yeah, so that's horrifying. But let's just dive into the news. Oh, and then one other thing. The Russians are delivering MiGs to Iran and other missiles, and they're preparing Iran for the Israeli attack that is coming. Israel is going to attack Iran and then claim that they did it because they had intel that says there was an imminent attack from Iran coming. Once Israel attacks Iran, the United States will then join the fight because we are the Israelis' lapdogs. We do whatever the fuck they tell us to do. Because the president of the United States has blackmail of him fucking children that has been gathered by Mossad and Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent whose job was to gather blackmail on world leaders by taking them to a honeypot operation to an island where they would, be entertained and drink and eat great food, and then at the end of the night they would have sex, and then they would either they would know that it was a child or they didn't know that it was a child, and then Jeffrey Epstein would be like, guess what? I had the whole thing on video, and now you and your nation is going to give ironclad support to Israel. So Hi, I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And if you do want to support the channel financially, because this is real independent media and I have no funding, there's a couple of ways you could do it. The first is to buy merch, like the Democratic Socialist merch. The second is to use the Ground News discount in the description. The third is to click the join button and become a member here on YouTube. The fourth is to click the thanks button and donate to the channel. And the fifth and final one is to become a member, or sorry, not a member, is to become a patron on Patreon.
You're just covering up for Clinton, liberal. Hell yeah, brother, because I got my Make America Clinton Again hat, and I got my shrine to Billiam Clinton.
But anyway, let's dive into the shit. What happens when the government shuts down? The federal government shut down Wednesday after lawmakers left the Capitol without passing a funding bill. Now, just so you understand, let me just explain what happened here. Donald Trump's budget bill was going to slash the health care for literally tens of millions of Americans. And Democrats refused to sign off on that, effectively shutting down the government, because the fiscal year ended last night. We are now in October 1st. There is no more funding for the government, so it is effectively a government shutdown. Now, Trump admitted in his own words, and I'm going to play the clip. He threatened, he said, well, if you shut down the government, I'm just going to cut their health care anyway, which is essentially, that is what the Democrats wanted. What the Democrats are doing is calling Trump's bluff. For the longest time, Trump has demanded, give me an inch, and then the Democrats fold because he's the president. They give him an inch, and he grabs it, and he takes a mile. That's what fascists do. You give a fascist an inch, they take a mile. This time, finally, Democrats, except for three of them, like fucking brain-dead, bald stroke victim John Fetterman, who literally stroked his way into fucking Zionism, they all voted, fuck you, we're not signing this budget bill, you are not destroying the healthcare system. If you want to do that, you have to do that through the executive branch against the will of elected officials and let the American people see how willing you are to fuck them up the ass out of pure vindication. And if you think I'm joking about this being out of pure vindication, I would like to show you this, okay? Listen to his words.
I told you we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last.
That's not true, by the way. Real quick, the $17 trillion is not true. First it was 9, then it was 12, now it's 17. But regardless, that $1 trillion, the 17 trillion, our entire economy, the United States economy, is being propped up by this artificial AI bubble. And I know that's funny because artificial is the first word in AI, but it's an AI bubble. You know, you see like these stupid fucking ads for like an AI generated app or it's social media, but everyone's AI except for you. AI right now is receiving like so much funding from the government, and then in vice versa, they're like investing in the government. That bubble's gonna pop, and the overwhelming majority of these dog shit AI companies are gonna fail. A small few of them are gonna actually succeed because maybe they could be useful, but the overwhelming majority of them are gonna fail, and the entire United States economy is going to crash and burn at a level we have never seen before. If you thought the 2008 economic crisis was bad, you have no idea what's coming. If you study history and you thought the 1929 financial crisis was bad, you have no idea what is coming. We don't make anything in the United States of America. And even the things that we do make, we ship the parts from overseas, okay? The rest of the world no longer wants to do trade with the US because our tariff rates are so fucking high anyway. But regardless, let's just listen to what Trump has to say about him literally threatening to cut the health care of tens of millions of Americans out of pure vindication.
I told you we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last person that wants to shut down is us. Now, with that being said, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that.
Did you see him almost stop himself because he realized he's about to say the quiet part out loud? Give me back my frames. But did you catch that? I'm going to replay it. I want you to watch him stop himself because he realized he was about to say, we could just cut the benefits for tens of millions of Americans if you shut down the government, and he stopped himself. Watch this.
So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. And, you know, we're cutting that.
I'm a firm believer of believing somebody the first time they tell you what they're going to do. Okay, and what he just said is that he was going to use our healthcare benefits as a bargaining chip. He just said, if you shut down the government, I'm going to slash healthcare. And now the government is shut down, and he is going to slash healthcare. Okay, so just so you understand, it doesn't matter if you voted for Donald Trump, he's still going to slash your healthcare. If you thought that you voting for Donald Trump was going to keep you safe, you're such a stupid, inbred fucking hick. Please stop speaking forever. That would do us all a great favor. Now, I want to show you RFK sneezing on Trump just to kind of cleanse your palate a little bit.
Even further, but insulin was, people weren't taking it, I would imagine. They just...
The worm craves a new host.
They couldn't test it. God bless you, Bobby. I hope I didn't catch COVID just there. Don't you have Paxlovid? What is it? Paxlovid. He's got Paxlovid. Give me a Paxlovid immediately. We'll get it.
Also, I just want to point out that this guy is such a fucking snake oil salesman. I am more disgusted with him being in the government than him. Okay? This guy's a fucking political dynasty hack bullshit artist, but this guy quite literally is a snake oil salesman. Dr. Oz, dumb fuck. Anyway, you want to see some of the shit that our president is posting online? Watch this. This is the president of the United States, mind you, posting this. Please play. Please play. Please play the goddamn video, motherfucking titty-sucking two-balled bitch. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up if this video doesn't play. Here you go.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
All right, so first of all, that's racist. Second of all, what the fuck? And third of all, why would you ever think that you're going to be able to negotiate with these people when you are posting AI-generated slop videos of them saying things that they have never fucking said before? You think I'm joking? Check this out.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side.
If you didn't need me to tell you, this is AI generated. Chuck Schumer never said that. This isn't considered defamation. You think Donald Trump can lose a lawsuit? He's the president of the United States. He could literally shoot you in the fucking face and he would not face a single consequence. I need people to stop expecting laws to matter. You're talking about the government itself, and you want the government to essentially audit the government? You want the government to charge the government? There is no crime he can commit that he will be held liable for. That's not a joke. The Supreme Court already ruled that. He literally cannot be held liable for any crime he commits as president. Nothing he does can be stopped. Jesus Christ. All right, moving on to another fucking nightmare. ICE warden puts transgender detainees into forced labor program. This is just a fancy way to say fucking slavery, dude. Transgender Mexican national held in an ICE Gestapo facility told Newsweek that he endured months of physical and emotional abuse in federal custody. Let's get to the juice here. Okay. The detention center and ICE employees allegedly subjected the 4 detainees to sexual assault, forcible touching, groping, physical abuse, and denial of medical attention. The three transgender detainees were targeted by a warden with an ad hoc work program that picked them out to do manual labor for little, if any, compensation. Now, as we talked about earlier, this is slavery. This is also legal. In the United States of America, if you are thrown in prison, you can legally be enslaved. I want you to understand what's going on here. Geo Group, a private organization that also was the first company to max out their donations to the Trump regime, okay? Geo Group owns 90% of the ICE detention facilities. 90% of everybody who is arrested by ICE is thrown into a privately owned detention facility run by Geo Group. Geo Group wants to use these people as slave labor to continue creating more prisons. It is a never-ending cycle of slavery and abuse. Listen to this. We would work for like a bag of chips or a snack bag from the kitchen or a soda, just small things like that. Reyes, this is the warden at the facility, was explicitly targeting transgender men and masculine-presenting LGBTQ plus people. One example of such labor was pushing heavy cinder blocks or metal cabinets across a dorm, taking around 30 minutes before the detainee was instructed to push the items back where they came from. Jesus Christ. Oh, God, it's disgusting. We're not even treating these people like they're fucking human beings, bro. Let's see what Geo Group had to say. Here it is. When approached for comment by Newsweek, Geo Group, which runs the detention center as a contractor for ICE, did not clarify Reyes' employment status, but strongly refuted the claims in the complaint. Quote, Geo strongly disagrees with these baseless allegations, which are part of a long-standing, politically motivated, and radical campaign to abolish ICE and end federal immigration detention by attacking the federal government's immigration facility contractors. Geo has comprehensive policies in place for the reporting and investigation of all incidents that occur at the center, including instances of assault and/or sexual assault. These policies are governed by standards and requirements established by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which is led by Kristi Noem, an evil, hideous cunt who shot 2 puppies in the fucking brain. I really hope you do see this, Kristi Noem. You are a disgusting $5 cunt. You look like a feral ghoul from Fallout 4. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. You actually are mostly plastic. You fucking wannabe piece of shit Eva Braun fucking Nazi cunt. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. God, I hate that cunt. I fucking hate that plastic Barbie Nazi bitch. Oh. When the detainees complained, they said they faced retaliation, including being placed in solitary confinement. With Mario beaten and handcuffed, multiple complaints were dismissed and, quote, unsubstantiated. Oh. Donald Trump is a fascist. ICE is a Gestapo Nazi organization riddled with white supremacists and Proud Boys. Kristi Noem is an evil plastic-faced cunt. Stephen Miller is a wannabe Joseph Goebbels. Pete Hegseth is a wannabe Heinrich Himmler, and Donald J. Trump is a wannabe Adolf Hitler. Okay? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Thank you for the $5 donation. All eyes on the global Sumud Flotilla. They've entered the red zone, live streaming on YouTube from multiple ships. I'm not going to check that out during this stream, but all eyes on the global Sumud Flotilla. I'll tell you my opinion. They're probably not going to make it. They're probably going to be arrested, all of them. They're going to be boarded and arrested by the Israelis. I really do highly doubt that the Israelis allow them to put an ounce of food into the mouths of the Gazans. All right, moving on to some global news. Russian MiG-29 fighter jets have touched down in Iran, giving the country's aging air force a short-term boost amid escalating Middle East tensions. So the Russians are arming up Iran with MiGs and with missiles, and they're preparing for this Israeli and American involvement that's coming up. All right, why it matters. The MiG-29 deliveries arrive in the wake of the recent 12-day conflict with Israel, which exposed weaknesses in Iran's aging air force. Russian MiG-29 fighter jets have arrived in Iran and are stationed in Shiraz, while Sukhoi Su-35 jets are also on the way. He added that China's HQ-9 air defense system and Russia's S-400 system were being supplied to Iran in significant numbers. Things are about to pick up. Things are about to pick up. What about Italy and their involvement? Italy already turned their warship around. They're no longer guarding the flotilla. Following recent clashes with Israel, Zoravand emphasized that the MiG-29 jets are part of a broader effort to rapidly strengthen Iran's air capabilities. The aircraft serve as an interim measure until the Su-35s arrive, though Moscow has not yet officially confirmed any shipments. All right. To compensate, Iran has bolstered its indigenous air defenses by developing the Bavar 373 long-range surface-to-air missiles. Yeah, shit's about to pick up again. What happens next? Iran's military modernization indicates additional deliveries of advanced aircraft and air defense systems in the near term, signaling Tehran's intention to close capability gaps and enhance its aerial power. These upgrades could reshape the regional balance of power by complicating Israel's operational planning and challenging U.S. influence in the Middle East. So we responded, by the way, by sending a couple of warships into the region and I think like 200 warplanes or jets. So, yeah, war with Iran is getting ready to start. You are living through like essentially like 1937 to 1939. You're living through the prelude of a world war right now. And yeah, it's scary Barbary, but this is all the fault of Israel. 90% of the problems in your life can be blamed on Israel. Your parents getting divorced, that was Mossad. You stubbing your toe this morning, Mossad. You having a forever wipe, you know, a frictionless wipe, Mossad. It's all Mossad. Anyway. Thank you for tuning into the Valenti VOD. If you're here live, you stay. We got to make a thumbnail. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Please donate to the channel. Every last dollar goes a long way. This is grassroots funded. Thank you very much for 108,000 subs. I love you all. Do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. Alrighty. Alrighty. Trump Quantico speech. Hopefully it's not a frictionless banger. Yeah, that would suck, right? Don't hate Jews, hate their government. You're almost there. The government of Israel is not the government of Jews. It is the government of Israel. Israel does not represent Jewish people worldwide. So close. Almost there, buddy. Think they'll ever play your clips in a government building? Yeah, when I'm the fucking supreme leader of mankind. Yeah, they're gonna play it on every fucking screen on the planet, never ending, 24 hours, 7 days a week. We're gonna ban the word God. Oh shit, forgot to take that off. I gotta get that. Okay. Gotta get this uploading. Did you guys hear Ted Cruz say that we have to stop hating pedophiles? It's crazy. You guys see that? You guys want to see it? Let me whip it up real quick. I'll pull up the clip for you. Why are you guys surprised, bro? It's the Republican Party. They're all fucking pedophiles. Ted Cruz says to stop hating pedophiles. Here you go.
Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles? Senator Booker also...
What? What? Interesting. Very interesting. That's crazy. For why? Well, if we don't stop attacking pedophiles, then we'll end up throwing Donald Trump in jail. And he doesn't want the perfect and humble Führer to be thrown in jail, now does he? Okay. First things first, I want to expand that a little bit more. Iconic thumbnail moment right now. Invade blue cities. Keep that one. And then, I love the N-word. My fucking stomach hurts like crazy right now. Flotilla might be started to get boarded soon. Told you. Told you. All right, title is going to be Trump, or watch. Trump says he will kill protesters, or Trump tells the military to kill protesters threatens to cut everyone's health care. There we go. Okay, we're going to say, while the government... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Trump tells the government shutdown. Watch. Government shutdown. Government shutdown has begun. Bye healthcare. Okay. While the government shutdown has begun, Trump has officially waged war on the American people. Stomach hurts? Yeah, it's Mossad. It's gotta be. It's always Mossad. See how it starts, by the way. I was told to... Alright. Needs a little bit of an edit, but that's okay. Italy's ship already pulled back. Italy already pulled back. I believe the flotilla is alone now. Think a tricycle is a good option? No. Get a bike. If Nazis are all over America, then how come Israel has control over America if they hate Nazis? Because of the things they did to them in World War II? Brother, the Israelis are the Nazis. Who do you think came up with the idea of Israel? The Nazis. That's not even hyperbole, dude. The idea of a Jewish ethno-state was created by the Nazis. Put them all in one fucking place. That was the whole point. The first place they offered the Jews was Madagascar, like that island off the coast of Africa. They didn't give a fuck where they put them as long as they were all in one place. All right, let me edit this. Still can't edit it? What is it? Still uploading or some shit? Why can't I edit it? I could always edit it. Oh, because the claims are still being processed? I have to wait a little bit.
I still can't trim and cut this, dude. I gotta wait, and I gotta go. I really do have to go in like 5-10 minutes. This shit's pissing me off. Let me trim and cut, goddammit. Any tips for growing your hair out long? Yeah, don't cut it. Thanks for becoming a loyalist, Chill Sav. Did you know that Israel threatened to nuke Gaza if the U.S. cut its political and military support? Yeah, the first time they threatened to nuke Gaza was in 1973 when Henry Kissinger wanted to cut refueling their jets. So they said, all right, go ahead. By the way, take a look at the jet we have on this airway. And we took a look, and they said, what weapon is underneath it? And it was a nuclear weapon. They said, go ahead, cut our funding. We'll just fucking nuke Palestine. And then we kept funding them. Well, this is the longest it's ever taken to get confirmation that the video is good, which is not a good sign. It's Mossad. It's got to be Mossad. It's got to be Mossad. What milestone will you have to do to hit 2 streams a day? I don't have the time to do that, brother. There we go. Finally, the video's up. Now I can trim it. I don't think I have the time to do that, my brother. Thanks for becoming a loyalist. Appreciate that. Right there. New cut. Of course I would go on other podcasts and collab with other people. Didn't you say Henry Kissinger betrayed us? Yeah, Henry Kissinger is one of the most evil men to have ever existed, and even he thought Israel went too far. I want you to think about that. Henry Kissinger is one of the most evil men to ever exist. He is quite literally responsible for every single military conflict since the year 1968. And even he thought Israel went too far, okay? That's the reality of the evil you are dealing with. All right, I gotta get ready to go. I'm out of here, gang. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks a million. You're welcome, Hannah. Christy, you love me? Of course I love you. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.